Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Alan here, the Scottish DJ in Milwaukee, and I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the things which I've been seeing more and more is questions and comments about image and business cards and all that kind of stuff. So I want to do a couple of kind of DJ tips, more for the mobile, but not necessarily just for mobile. But so the first part is going to be about business cards, and I'm probably going to do the second part about websites. So this is part number one. So first off, I guess you need to ask yourself, first off, what is your image? Are you do you do this part-time? Do you have kind of main gig and you're really just doing it as a kind of side deal, something you're not really taking hugely seriously? You know, you'll do friends gigs now and again, but you're not really looking to kind of make a business out of it. Or is it a business for you? Is it the main thing that brings in money for your household? Also, are you the kind of guy who everybody comes to just for the fun stuff, but nobody really kind of takes you too seriously? So I think you need to work out first off, you know, what is your image? Are you looking to be taken seriously, or are you quite happy to be the guy who brings his gear to every party and is the life and soul, and you know, you're not really looking to make this your main source of business? So first off, you got to work out what your image is going to be. You need to work out what your target market is. Are you looking for primarily weddings? Are you looking for house parties? Are you looking for, you know, bar or bat mitzvahs? Are you looking for, you know, birthday parties? Are you just basically looking to, you know, do things for your friends? You know, because all of those are just as valid, but you need to work out what that is going to be first before you work out a whole bunch of other stuff to do with your corporate image, I guess. You need to work out what your budget is. Do you have the money to spend on doing a complete image package, or are you really trying to do this as inexpensively as possible? You need to work out how much time you've got and how much expertise you've got in terms of technical stuff. You know, the more time you've got, if you've got the expertise to do it, you can do a lot of these things yourself. If you've got expertise but no time, then you're going to have some outside help. If you don't have any time and you don't have any expertise and you don't have any money, you could be in a little bit of trouble. So, but anyway, first off, do you need a business card? Business cards are the main thing which are your ambassador, if you like. They're the main thing that represent you when you're not there. Do you need a business card? An awful lot of these kind of DJ tips, and I think I mentioned this before, I very rarely am going to say you must. You know, it's like, this works for me, this doesn't work for me, whatever. This is a you must. You must have a business card. Must. Even if you just do this sort of thing very part-time, you're really not looking on it as being a career, you're just doing it for a little bit of fun, you need to have a business card. There are students who are printing out business cards without even having a business. You know, they meet somebody and they sort of say, hey, you know, you got your number? Sure, there's my card. Everybody needs a business card. And if you've got any sort of business, you need a business card. So we've got one or two things that you need to kind of take into consideration with that. I've got some notes, so I'm going to be referring to them because there's one or two things we need to talk about. First thing I think I mentioned was, this is you when you're not there. So what does it say about you? What does your business card say about you? If your business card says you're cheap, you're homemade, you're possibly unreliable, it's not what you want. You want something that says, I know what I'm doing, I'm reliable, I'm quality, if that's what you're looking to say. So ditch any thoughts of DIY. I'll tell you that right now. Ditch any thoughts of getting those perforated cards, you know, you can get like Office Max or Office Depot or whatever, and running them through a printer. Because those little perforated edges say, I am incredibly cheap, more than almost anything else. So for the difference in price, and we're really not talking huge amounts. We're talking under $100. You can basically get a couple of thousand business cards. Ditch the perforated edges. Don't do it yourself. There's a school of thought that says you should have your picture on your business card. A lot of realtors have their picture on their business card. There's kind of pros and cons to both of these. I personally don't have my picture on my business card, but a lot of people think that it's a good idea, and I think the main reason is if you do a lot of trade shows, if you do white bridal fairs, then they generally have more than one DJ company there, and so it's maybe not the worst idea to have a card which has your picture on it, maybe even just specifically for shows, so that when they get home and they empty their swag bag, they've got your card and they can remember, oh yeah, that's that guy, I remember him, whereas a name might not do it. The rest of the time though, I don't know, I mean, your picture does tend to say this is about me, and part of, I think, what I want to project is that when I'm doing a wedding, it's not about me, it's about the bride and groom. So me putting my picture on the card does kind of tend to make me look a little bit like, it's all about me, I'm the star, you're not the star. So that's for me, it's the wrong image I want to project. So I don't have my picture on my card. On the subject of that, I'll show you my card. And here's how the back looks. Now, it costs me more to have double-sided, but I like it to look clean, and I want it to look professional. I want it to represent my corporate colours. My corporate colours are kind of teal and purple, so I wanted it to represent that. But I also wanted to put some information about what it is that I actually do. And if you try and cram all of that onto one side, you can pretty much make just a mess. So I want to still have it clean on the front, so we've still got space to write things on there, but it's not quite as cluttered as it would be if I had all the information on one side and then you could write everything you wanted on the back. So that for me is my personal choice. When it comes to actually setting your business card or sending the information that you want for your business card to whoever it is that's doing it, if it's a printer, if it's a friend, whatever, for goodness sake, proofread it, which means make absolutely certain there are no typing errors on there, there's no spelling errors on there, your phone number is correct. I've seen people print off a couple of thousand business cards with the wrong phone number on them. So check, double check, have somebody else check as well, because it's really easy to look over something once, not see what you're missing. Can't see the wood for the trees, I guess. So check, make sure your email address is on there. If you have a website, make sure your website is on there, all of which perfectly spelled. Make sure your phone number is on there, and obviously, if you've got a logo, if you've got a business logo, stick that on there obviously as well. As you saw in mine, I have a list of some of the things that I do on the back, and when I hand it to people, I hand it backside first, so that they get a chance, so they see what I can do, then they have to flip it around and see the front with my name on it. When it comes to where you leave your business cards, pretty much leave them everywhere. Leave them when you go for a meal, leave it with a tip. When you go to a bank, leave one with a teller. When you meet absolutely anybody, first things first, ask them if they have a business card, ask them for theirs, then give them yours. That way you're not saying, here, have my card, you're saying, I want your card, and by the way, here's mine. but basically treat them like confetti. They are literally one of the cheapest and most effective ways to get your name out there.